All right, senior day, man, what a good day. It's always a fun day. I told the guys a story about when I was in college. I just always feel like it's the hardest, the most rewarding is when you play really hard for somebody else, specifically a group of guys, or in this case, just one guy on senior day. So, and I told them they had what a great guy that they had representing the senior class to play for. So I was really happy. I'm really happy for a lot of reasons, to get a conference win at home, for Hayden Brown to go out at home this way, for the fans on the last home game of the season to be able to watch a good, exciting win, and then also just for our fans. I said that. Our fans are really, really good and did a great job, and we're really excited about that, but then also catapulting us going into SEC play in Nashville. So really looking forward to that. I'm really excited to get there and to practice. I think these next couple of days of practice are going to be really fun. They're going to be fun for our guys. Our spirits are going to be incredibly high. They are now. They have been. And they will probably be at an all-time over the next couple of days. So I'm just looking forward to spending as much time with these guys as I possibly can.
Michi was saying just how special it was to win for Hayden today and how much everyone wanted to win and how much of a leader he's been. I mean, what kind of impact have you seen that he's made on teammates? And I'm guessing you didn't have to rally guys too much to get them to play for him today.
Yeah, no, he's a natural. He's a natural leader, first of all, but what a great teammate. He's a great teammate. He does all the things or tries to do all the things that most guys don't want to do, that oftentimes put your body in peril, and you get no credit for, honestly. And so he's so willing to do that. I think everyone on the team knows that he has not one bone in his body is thinking about what he can do for himself in the games. Could care less. I mean, it's just so obvious. And so that inspires your teammates to want to play for you on a day where we're trying to give you a tribute. So really excited about the fact that we were able to do that. But he's an awesome, I don't know if you can call him a kid anymore, but whatever he is, tweener, whatever, he's awesome. And I'm glad it worked this way for him, but I'm also glad for the rest of our team to have had this time, and there's more to come, of spending around Hayden Brown.
Questions?
Hey, Coach, got to ask you, because for obvious reasons, everyone talking about being senior day, but is it fair to say probably also senior day today in a certain sense for Gigi, just because how can you turn down, being a first-round draft pick, maybe a high first-round draft pick?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really at liberty I haven't thought too much about that, to be quite honest with you. Guys have opportunities, and they work hard for those opportunities. And should opportunities present themselves to him, and he decides to do that, I'm his number one fan. Well, I mean, maybe the number one fan that's not related to him. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We got more basketball to play. So, I don't think this was necessarily symbolic for him. I think just nationally it's been a senior type deal. And just, I think it's more a senior thing because of the wars that a person has been through. And while Hayden Browns weren't all here at South Carolina, this guy's been through a lot in 6 years of playing college basketball. And so, it's more about that. Gigi's thing, or anybody else on our team that may have opportunities will come, once the season's over.
You guys have had several games this year that have gone down to the wire, like this one. The first time you guys played Georgia earlier this year too, but you guys were able to finish today. How much of the experiences from past games maybe played into the ability to finish out a game like this? And where is, I guess, the confidence in this team going into the SEC tournament, now that, they have some of these experiences under their belt?
Yeah, you'd like to think that past experiences affect positively future performances. So you'd like to think that we made some decisions and made some plays down the stretch that allowed us to win when we've probably had similar games where we didn't make decisions. So in each one of these guys' minds, you're not in there, so you don't know. But maybe Hayden Brown was thinking cognitively about, I should call a timeout here, when he saw that Gigi turned it over on an out-of-bounds play. And maybe we've done that before in the past. So I think our experiences have helped us. And then as we move forward into the tournament, like I said before, I can't imagine where the guys are going to be from an energy and confidence standpoint as we move forward. I think our body of work over the last 10, 11 games, whatever that is, has been really productive for them. I think there's been a lot of learning and a lot of growth, but there's also been a lot of good moments of basketball. I mean, really good basketball. We've gone on the road and won at some tough places. We've played really good basketball. I mean, even in our last outing at Mississippi State against a team who's really good defensively, offensively, we were able to get a lot of things done in that game and give ourselves a chance to win the game. But I just think as we go there and everybody's going to hit the reset button, it's a much different conversation having lost one or two or three going into that and feeling like you need to hit the reset button versus having won, moving there and saying, hey, let's keep it going. Let's keep things rolling. And so I think that's where the guys are. They're going to be really excited and really confident as we head to Nashville.
Alex, last time you played, their press really gave y'all some issues. How would you assess how y'all handled that today?
Yeah, I'd say good enough. Good enough, much better, significantly better. I mean, they got us in the backcourt. We turned it over right for a bucket late in the game. I think we were up one at the time or two. We turned it over at the midcourt when they pressured us, and I think we even turned it over in a ball screen scenario where they blitzed and sent two guys at us. So they did all those today, and I thought we handled it much better. You know, we made it interesting at the end. You know, it's so funny. It's like if you get the ball in bounds, at one point the way the game had played out, if you get the ball in bounds, you're probably going to win it. And I'm sitting there as the coach on the sideline thinking, how do we even get the ball in bounds at this point? You know, it's like they got three extra guys. Everywhere we go, we're denied. And so we called a timeout, got the guys together, you know, encouraged them to get themselves open, and we were able to do that, make plays, and then we made some free throws when we needed to down the stretch.
Reggie in the back.
Your last conference tournament worked out pretty well. Do you have an overriding philosophy for this time of year to get ready for the unpredictability and the volatility of postseason hoops?
Yeah, great question. I mean, for the most part, guys got to play loose. That's for sure. That's why I think it's important to be playing well as you go into postseason. I do. I think it's so much better to be, and you can look at record and say maybe, but as I mentioned before, the body of work of what the games look like, what we're producing, what's our output as an offensive team, where are we in these games against these teams, and so our guys feel really good about that. I think it is important. Now, it doesn't mean you can stink it up going in there and win 4 or 5 games in a row, whatever you have to win, but I do philosophically believe that if you're playing well, it's going to be loose over the next couple of days. Our process will still be the same. We'll prepare. We've seen these teams, all these teams, and so. But I think you got to be loose. I think you got to go there. You got to play loose. You have to be aggressive. You have to go out on your own terms.
As the season's gone on, it seems like we've seen Zach Davis more and more in big moments of the game. And I know his stats don't necessarily jump off the stat sheet all the time, but what kind of growth have you seen in him, and what does he add to the court, you know, specifically on the defensive end as well? Yeah,
tremendous growth from Zach, just being more comfortable while he's out there. You know, every car has a gas pedal and a brake, and he's you know, when he first started getting out there on the court, I think he couldn't tell the difference between one or the other. He's got a much better grasp on which does what. And so that's but the most important statistic for Zach, honestly, will always be minutes, because just being out there, it allows some other guys to rest. That's if he goes out there and it's very vanilla and he doesn't do anything that helps you or doesn't do anything that hurts you. I think those minutes are very important for rest. But as a basketball player, especially on the defensive side of it, we've gone to where we don't exclusively run our 1-3-1 when he's in there, but we only run the 1-3-1 when he's in there, if that makes sense. You know, he's played some man-to-man as well, including tonight, but we're not nearly as effective at this stage when we play the 1-3-1 without Zach. And it showed itself again. He got an over and back call, turnover for a steal and a layup on the other end. And so he's growing. He's growing in his role and being more confident. And so it's fun to see. It's so rewarding. This is the most growth I've said individually and collectively that I've ever been around on a basketball team is this season right here. And Zach's one of those guys. Michi's one of those guys. Again, someone pointed out that he made no threes, but he still had 18 points and 7 assists. So he's able to impact the game in a way without making threes. When he first got here, that's all it was making threes was the biggest way he impacted the game. So his growth. Needless to say, Josh Gray and the growth that he's made over the year, and just there's a lot of guys. Gigi's growth over the season, some of the decisions that he's making now versus when he first got here. So I've never been around this much growth in terms of this many individuals that have made significant growth, or a team that has grown as much as this team has over. So that's why I'm so excited about winning this game this way with these guys and getting ready to go into to Nashville, and let's just go play. Thank you.